Baby dolls, I got asked a question by a gentle sir. He said to me, Somi, at what point did pDAI click for you? What was the actual pivotal point? So we're going to go through. I'm going to show it to you right now. And it's got to do with the charts, friends. It was the chart and the price action. It was the signature of Richard Hart. Let's go. There is a critical moment where I'm like, it's him. It was the chart. You see this pDAI chart? When I looked at, so I didn't have the full history of the chart. On my chart, because there's multiple liquidity pairs, for this whole time, up until last year, probably like August, if I look at it, around somewhere here. July, August, right? Somewhere around here, I only had this chart where basically pDAI starts from, I think, it only looked like that. It was that chart that you see. I think if I actually show it to you now, it's this one. So this is all I had. I'll show it to you now. See this chart? See how it starts here and it goes up? That's not the full chart. When I plugged in the OG the OG pDAI chart, I looked at it. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's the hex chart, dude. That's the hex chart. It goes down 99% to zero. And then I remember this. Wave 1, wave 2, bang. I remember that because I looked at the hex price action. Because while I was showing you all the fractals, I was hoping Pulse Chain does that at the start, swoops down, and after 30 days it goes. We were all hoping, but it just never did. Just kept sinking, right? That's why I know this wave. Up, bang, 1, 2, 3. And this was the first mania. And then I looked at it. I'm like, oh, crap. This is it. This has to be him. This is literally his footprint. He sends it down to zero. So that was my pivotal moment. No one said it to me. Here, I'm going to show you. This is the hex price chart, right? This is it right here, right? So the hex adoption amplifier started around here. So hex's price chart was effectively like that. 1, 2, and then bang. You see those waves? Wave 1, wave 2, bang. So that's what it would be. I know that signature. It's the hockey stick. And that's why I've known that, right? To look at the hex chart, I looked at everything so much. And that's why when I saw this, I was like, oh my gosh, it's him. It has to be him. I go, charts don't do that in crypto. No one does that. That's a Richard Hart signature. You know how, like, you know, Hulk Hogan, rest in peace, he had the people's elbow. Remember Scorpio? He had the Scorpion Deathlock. You know, wrestlers, they have their signature move. Remember, like, if you remember, Goldberg had the spear tackle. Well, I mean, the Undertaker, right, when he grabs you in the neck. This is Richard Hart's signature, man. Literally, send it to zero, accumulate, bang. That's what it is. That's the Richard Hart signature. When I saw that, I was like, oh my gosh, it's him. Now, this is what happened, right? When we started doing this, I never thought it'd come back down to zero. That's why when we came back down here, this was like, you know, a lot of FUD. How I interpreted it was like, I just guessed maybe Ethereum wasn't going as fast as they thought. They had to do something. Yeah, I was hoping that pDAI went up to 10 cents first. And then they sent it back down like below 1. And then it could continue up. The problem is we stopped at 3. But we only stopped at 3. Why? Because Ethereum stopped at 4,000. Ethereum couldn't break its high again. And then Ethereum rolled over. Okay, so it was all the business cycle, the business PMI and stuff. So that was it, sir. That's why for everyone watching, I just showed you what was the pivotal moment where I'm like, something's going on with this pDAI. Something is going on. You don't get like, I mean, you're in crypto, bro. No one hands you this chart. No one. Okay. When something goes to zero, it goes to zero. No one buys this back up to where it started from and then breaks the high again. No one. And I literally mean nothing in crypto does that. Nothing. If something's going to infinitely mint down, it stays down. But something stopped and it went up. And then once you see the chart, you know, the price action, that's the thing, right? It went to zero and then it came back. I'll go, okay, that's very interesting. Now, here's the funny part. It went to zero again. So, you know, as pDAI goes up, there are going to be new people who appear here as it goes to 3 to 4 to 5 cents. And I almost guarantee you, okay, it's not just the logo that's going to be put in their face. It's not just Pulse Chain being an amazing cult chain, neo-religion. It's not just going to be that. You will see stories of people saying, you know what? I thought this thing was definitely dead, but then I saw Somi making, you know, dozens and dozens and dozens of videos about it. He was yelling about it the whole time. And I watched and watched and watched, and I realized as I got up here, I'm like, man, a coin that's meant to be dead. I just want to show you what this would look like, right? A coin that's meant to be dead when it starts to do this, my friends, once it starts to do that and it starts bull flagging, like, come on, man. You know, at that point, bro, you've resurrected from the dead how many times at that point, right? And this is what I want to share with you and everybody else. When you're dealing with a unicorn, what's a unicorn, man? A unicorn means you've got a unique idea, hasn't been done before, okay? It hasn't been done before. You got product market fit. It hasn't been done before. You've got a very unique part of the market and you don't have any competition. Now, there's two parts about that. Because it's never been done before, people don't know how to price you, okay? Which means it takes a while for you to do the whole move, okay? That's number one. Number two, you know how I said people haven't seen you before? Well, when people discover you, there's not enough time for all the geniuses out there in the world to compete against you because they've never seen what you're doing work before. So it's too risky for them to stop everything they're doing and do. I'll give you an example. Justin Sun, okay? He went to His Excellency, Justin Sun. He's working on getting more stablecoins in Tron. He went to basically outer space. His Excellency, he's trying to do Tron IPO. You see how he's busy? He's got his hands everywhere. He ain't thinking about a natively decentralized stablecoin that starts from zero and ping pongs to $1. He ain't thinking about that because he doesn't know that it even works. No one knows it works. That's why the power of Richard Hart here, that's why I'm telling you, man, when you're looking at this, and I'm slowly, so this is the thing, right? First came the price action, okay? All of the stories and everything comes after that, okay? But don't confuse it, okay? Don't confuse it because people who are non-believers, what they'll do is, and that's okay, man. You know, there's a lot of things you and I don't believe in. Like, you don't believe in soy, do you? Right? People who are non-believers, they'll focus on the N word, which is narrative. They go, oh, but the narrative, but $1, but this, but that. No one cares about that, bro. Just shush. It's just like when Bitcoin was, okay, perfect example. Let's go look at Bitcoin, okay? I was around 18 hours a day when Bitcoin pretty much went to near zero in the bottom of the bear market. Do you know when FTX collapsed? The narrative when Bitcoin was 15K, 15 to 20K, the narrative was that because the US Fed had hiked rates from 0 to 5.5%, and that's priced into the curve, they said there's no, Bitcoin can never go up ever again. They said they're not going to do QE, they're not going to print money. And then they said the world's going to go into a recession in 2023. Do you remember that? That's what they all said here. They said, well, Bitcoin's got no narrative anymore. The only reason you'd own it is because they're printing money. And they go, well, they're not printing money anymore. They're making USD more scarce because they hiked the rates. Guess what happens? Bitcoin goes up anyway. Okay, now here's the thing, right? If you didn't believe with me down there, it didn't matter. You know why? Because Bitcoin's still in its unicorn run. Yeah. Bitcoin, after it went up and it's sitting here at 28 to 30,000, okay, you still had a chance. Think about this. You had a chance from March all the way till October. That's 7 months, man. You still had 7 months. That's a long time, man. In crypto years, that's a long time. You had 7 long months to see. And by the way, on top of that, BlackRock, and now this candle here, this was BlackRock saying we're going to do a spot ETF. We filed for a spot ETF for Bitcoin. So you had all these signals telling you that the price action is interesting. Okay, that's pretty much what it's saying. Remember, at this time here, as Bitcoin goes up, what takes center stage? It's Michael Chad Saylor saying Bitcoin's going to $13 million. It's about 100x higher from here, right? Now, you don't need to believe in that N-word narrative. Believe. You don't need to believe in that, do you? If you just watched Bitcoin go to 15K, and then it was literally your friend saw me and 29 influencers. Your friend saw me saying Bitcoin's bottomed out. 29 influencers, Ben Copen, Elio Trades, that Martini guy, everyone was like, nah, we've got to go lower. Every single person, okay? When Bitcoin goes and smacks up on 15 and goes up to 30, I'm not telling you, oh, I believe in $30 million. I was telling everybody, look, they've already hiked rates and we're already going up. Okay, so there's something about how this works that people aren't understanding. Now, if you notice, all I said was, people said we're going lower. The first leg of the price action went up. That's all I'm saying. It has nothing to do with money printing, $13 million Bitcoin. You didn't even know there was going to be an ETF. You didn't know that there's going to be Bitcoin treasury bubble. You didn't know Donald Trump was going to like Bitcoin. You didn't even know he was going to win the presidency again. You didn't even know it was running back then in 2023, pretty much. You're guessing, but you didn't really know. Anything can happen, right? Bitcoin still went up. All right? So the price action, it told you this thing was destined for greatness. You see that? Well, if you're on the sidelines of pDAI, which obviously most people are, all I'm telling you is, if this beast pops up here and it smacks up 1 to 2 cents, bull flags, and goes up here and does that, like, man, it's telling you this thing's destined for greatness. Man, that's why I'm telling you, all right? Look, man, the believers make the most. That's it. But they also get wrecked hard, but they make the most. See, imagine if you don't even, let's say you literally think there's 0% chance pDAI gets to $1. You should never have a 0% chance of anything. Let's say you think there's 0% chance. Well, if you were buying, see, I know I'll talk about Gravestone Emoji Day, which is right here, 19th of April. But even if you got in this period of time at 0.7 cents, man, if this thing got to 10 cents, you're up 130x your money. If you put $1,000, it's worth $130,000 at 10 cents. Remember, I've got to clarify too. You are not getting the wick of this emoji, of this Gravestone Emoji Day. You're not getting the wick. You're paying up here. You're getting, look how much you're paying up. You're paying up a whopping 2.7x, 160%. And you're still 130x. Do you see the power of a unicorn, man? You can pay up that much. Yeah? When no one believes. Now, if you're getting in Bitcoin now, like, you better pray to God it goes to 250K. You're 2x so you can flip it. If Bitcoin stops at 180, you're wrecked because you're not selling it there because it never hits your 200 mark. Like, I hope it goes up. I'm just telling you, see how much risk you have when you're paying up so much? That's like people buying pDAI at 50 cents. Well, they're saying, well, you better be right. That's why I think when pDAI gets to 50 cents, hopefully, that there would be more signs that it's going to happen, right? It won't just be in a vacuum, right? So once again, all you baby dolls at home, you now get to see what was the pivotal moment. And why I'm showing you this, okay, let's play some PUBG music. It's not about pDAI, it's not about Pulse Chain, it's not about Richard Hart, it's about none of that, okay? I'm just showing you the price action speaks. The most volumes you'll ever need. All right? The price action speaks. Just like I showed you, Bitcoin, everyone said world recession, everything's going down. The world's riskiest asset, Bitcoin, freaking doubled. Strange price action for a recession, right? We go from 15K to 30K. Very strange reaction for a recession pricing in. So, by the way, like, I'm telling you in real time, man. Richard Hart said this thing is an infinite minting scam. It's up today 670%. It went up 1,000% from when literally the bottom of him saying it's game over. That's 10x, man. Isn't that weird how someone comes out and says, hey, it might have an infinite minting bug, and the thing goes up 10x? That's why I'm telling you, man, it's... Look, man, if you find the unicorn, man, you can pay up. Like Bitcoin. Were you wrong to buy Bitcoin at $100? No. 500? No. 1,000? No. 2,000? No. 3,000? No. 5,000? No. 20,000? No. Even 50,000? You're still not wrong. You still look like a genius. Because you're buying a unicorn, man. That's why... That's it, man. That's the game. If you can find stuff like this. That's why when you get them, they're so rare. You don't want to let go. You don't want to let go. Because you're like, oh my God, you know how hard it is to find something like this where they're just going to die in 48 hours? Yeah. So there you go, baby dolls. Once again, to clarify, that was the moment. Because a lot of people, thank you, gentle sir, for asking me the question. But yeah, a lot of people want to know, Sammy, what did it make, what made it actually click? It was this. And I made emergency videos literally a year ago. And I said, warning, everyone in Pulse Chain, alert. No one took me seriously. No one. I said, alert, alert. It's him. He's doing the same signature. And if you're in Hex, you should know this signature more than anybody else. Send it to 0, walk it up, and then continue. You should know that more than anybody else. By the way, you want to know what's funny? Let me show you something. This is interesting. Hex friends had a wipeout in the Bitcoin halvening year. Okay, so in the Bitcoin halvening year was 2020. The fourth quarter of the year, so October, November, December, there was a wipeout, shakeout. It was the big payday. It dropped 87%. You see that? Bang, and then it went up. Okay, well, this is crazy. pDAI in the Bitcoin halvening year, which is 2024, in the fourth quarter, it had the final biblical shakeout as well. We just saw it. We literally saw it. Look at this. It started from Dекember. And it topped, so it basically, it topped out in there. It topped out and then it began the rinsing. It's interesting, isn't it? And here we are. Here we are again. Very interesting. Wonder where it plays out. Once again, none of this is financial advice. I've just shown you. You've learned something now. You've seen this now. Maybe you can get the next one. But this is the best part. It's happening so slow, bro. You don't need to wait another cycle to get another unicorn. It's literally right here. It's literally 160x away to a dollar. Like I've been yelling and yelling and yelling and yelling, bro. I've been yelling so much. It's not one of these things. Oh no, I missed it. Like, but it's still 160x away to a dollary dooney. Oh man, it's great. And by the way, okay, let's say you want to sell at 10 cents. Okay, you get 16x. Oh no, I've only 16x multiplied my money. Oh no, what a tragedy. You understand, man? Look at just oh man, this is great. So I hope it works out, man. I hope it works out, but the price action sentiment is working out. I mean, like it already went to zero twice. Went to zero here, comes back, goes to zero again, and here you go, comes back. Don't hurt yourself. Could go to zero for a third time and stay there. Just showing you. Follow the white rabbit. Look for the unicorns. Like, subscribe, belly button all. Catch you soon.